ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Friday, July 10th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We'll get that going in just a few minutes. Open text line on this Friday as we get you set for the weekend. We're keeping an eye on a couple of things. World Cup going on right now for those of you that are not locked into that. Spain got scored on, but right now it looks like Spain is going to advance. It's gone final. Spain wins over Belgium 2-1. So Spain knocks out Belgium and advances to the World Cup semifinal. So the team that knocked the United States out is now out itself. Of course, the World Cup continues. Still been a pretty good success here in the States so far, with action coming up tomorrow. This one's the one I've been actually interested in the most. It's going to be Norway versus England. And Argentina will follow, taking on Switzerland. And then on Tuesday, it's going to be France versus Spain. And then we'll get the quarterfinal between Norway, England, and Argentina and Switzerland. But I'm actually interested most. I mean, Argentina is going to do Argentina things, but Norway, England, that's probably the one I'm interested in the most. And we'll see what the television ratings look like with the United States now out of the tournament. Has that dampened anyone's enthusiasm for this event? I mean, if you're a soccer fan, you're probably watching. If you're not, have you been casually watching, and was your enthusiasm lessened when Team USA got bounced by Belgium? We'll get your thoughts on that. And, of course, it's 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Next week, it's talking season, as former Marshall coach Charles Huff would say, as the Thundering Herd will make its appearance at the Sun Belt Conference Media Days. And, of course, this stuff's going to be on ESPN+, so you'll get a chance to see everything. 3:30, it'll be Tony Gibson. That's going to be taking place on Wednesday. Coach Gibson will be joined by, of course, the quarterback, Carlos Del Rio Wilson. You can't go to Media Day without your quarterback. So Carlos Del Rio Wilson and Dayton Smith. Dayton Smith will be there as well. So those will be the representatives for the Thundering Herd. And again, all of this stuff is going to be available. You can watch it on ESPN+. So you can keep an eye on all of that as you follow along. And if you don't get a chance to watch it, we'll have highlights from Media Day following the stage appearance from Tony Gibson. We'll have a recap of that on the show as well. So we'll follow along with that. And then, of course, that means we're getting closer to the start of just basically fall ball. Fall ball, the season begins. And if you weren't with us a few days ago when we had Devin Miller on, tickets are now available, single game tickets. Here's how that's going to break down. So Monday, if you're a Big Green member, pre-sale is going to begin at 9 a.m. If you're a football season ticket holder, your pre-sale begins on Tuesday, 9 a.m. on July 14th. So Monday and Tuesday, Big Green member pre-sale, football season ticket holder pre-sale. And then on Wednesday, July 15th, single game tickets available to the general public. Now, if you're a Big Green member and you're a football season ticket holder, you're going to get a discount, $5 off each single game ticket purchase during the exclusive pre-sale window. So when the tickets become available to the general public, your discount expires. Also, these tickets are going to be in two different tiers. Tier 1 will be Middle Tennessee, Gardner-Webb, and Appalachian State. Those are Tier 1 tickets. The Tier 2 games will be Coastal Carolina, South Alabama, and Georgia State. What does that mean? Well, that means chairback. If you're looking at Tier 1, single game tickets, chairback. Before game day, you can get a chairback seat for $105. Game day, that goes up $5 to $110. The East Prime is going to be $45. It goes up to $50 on game day. Sideline seat, that's going to put you back $40. If you wait till game day, $45. The end zone seat, $30. And if you wait till game day, you're going to just pick it up when you get to the window, what's available, $35. That's a single game ticket price. And of course, that's your tier 1 game. And again, that's Middle Tennessee, Gardner Webb, and Appalachian State. Now, the tier 2 games, Coastal Carolina, South Alabama, and Georgia State. Pricing a little different. Chairback before game day is $100. On game day, it's going to be $105. East Prime, $40 before game day. That goes up to $55 on game day. Sideline is going to be $35 before game day. If you wait to game day, it goes up to $40. The end zone will be $25, and that goes up to $30 if you wait till game day. Something else Devin talked to us about, Devin Miller was with us a few days ago, if you missed that show. Group ticketing, a little bit different. Family, friends, you want to get together. It's 15 or more tickets. If you're interested in group ticketing, you got to go to the website, herdzone.com. There's a form you can fill out. But here's what the group ticketing prices look like. So let's say you got 15 friends up to 49. 15 to 49, it's going to be, it looks like chairbacks are going to be, across all group sizes, chairbacks are going to be $50. 15 to 49, East Prime's $25, 50 to 99's $20, and 100 plus tickets, that's $15 a ticket in the East Prime. Sideline, $20 for 15 to 49. If your group's 50 to 99, it's $15, and it goes down to $10 if you have a group of 100 or more. For the end zone seating, $15, 15 to 49, 50 to 99, that's going to be $10 right there. And then the same thing for 100 plus tickets, $10. So really, once we get to the different tickets, like general admission is $15 from the 15 to 49 number, and that's going to drop to $10 per ticket, groups of 50 to 99 or 100 plus. So that's what the group ticketing looks like. And if you want to get on board with that, the forms are available now over at herdzone.com. And again, you got to be a Big Green member for your pre-sale to begin on Monday. You have to be a football season ticket holder for your pre-sale to begin on Tuesday. And general season tickets will be available to the public Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. on the 15th. So do these discounts entice you a little bit to get your pre-sale now? Are you going to plan ahead? Can you plan ahead that far? So is this something that's going to maybe excite you enough to, okay, let me go ahead and get those singles. I get a few of those every year, or get those now. Or are you really interested in the group ticket pricing? Is that something you've been thinking about? And now you know that that's an option. Are you looking at this as, hey, you know what? Let's take the kids. We got a group here. We got friends, family. We got a youth group here. We got our business. Let's go see the Herd on a game day. So that's what the tickets look like. We'll, of course, get your thoughts on that as well. It's open for discussion. Everything is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255 on this Friday edition of Your Drive. We'll get those texts coming up on today's show. It's on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Hey, Lex, I got a question for you about our friends over at K&B Pest Control.
Shoot.
Do you think they'll eliminate my mother-in-law?
I think so.
She's in the house, kind of pesky.
From what I understand, they'll kill for your business, so you might want to have a talk.
No, these guys are great, man. Locally owned and operated in Huntington, West Virginia, serving the tri-state area. Free estimates, highly skilled staff. There's specialized training and inspections and solutions. So no matter what's going on, they'll figure it out. They'll find out where these pests are coming from, and they will eliminate them.
Yep, and you can even do comparisons with their Facebook page. They got real pest pics. This is when the critters start coming out, Terrence, so if you're seeing problems like they have on their Facebook page, call 304-523-4281.
Go ahead and ask for Patrick or Becca. They will hook you up. We promise you it's knbpestcontrol.com. Go ahead and hit them up online as well. K&B Pest Control, they will kill for your business.
Trust the guys with over 40 years of experience at K&B Pest Control.
Hey, listen, we love our drinks out there. We love our parties, and we also love a place that can make that easy to do. Tailgaters Carryout is the place to do that in Ironton. Locally owned and operated. Kevin and Amy want to make sure your party goes right, and one thing that'll make it go right is exclusive signature mixers. Take them home, turn any party into a tailgate party.
If you can drink it, you're going to find it at Tailgaters, all right? The drive-thru they got, you could go inside to see the selection for yourself. They got the carry-out. The Tailgaters carry-out is at 1412 South 3rd Street in Ironton. That's 1412 South 3rd Street in Ironton. Get on over there. Tell them Lex and Terry sent you. Say hi to Kevin and Amy and the whole staff. They're going to help you find what you're looking for, man.
Ironton, we've kind of figured out without Kevin and Amy, you guys would be screwed. So make sure you go over to Tailgaters and check out their signature mixers. Tell them Lex and Terry sent you to Tailgaters.
Summer starts here. It's Moses Auto Mall of Huntington 9th Street Live every Friday night in Huntington. Presented by Michelob Ultra, White Claw, Big Timber, and Country Boy Brewing. Friday, July 10th, it's Marshall Health OBGYN Employee Appreciation Night. And a ticket to ride to 9th Street Live with the Newbies and the Big Ass Brass. Set 1 brings your favorite 60s and 70s classics. Set 2 is a full celebration of the Beatles. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Gomart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy 9th Street libations from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station, featuring Tito's, Milagro Tequila, Rebel Bourbon, High Noon, and Lucky One. The after-show party takes place at Jerk Riley's at Pullman Square. Mark your calendar for August 7th for ONA. The Thundering Herd Rally is Friday, August 14th. Sponsored by Wendy's, Huntington Beverage Center, Sods, Apex Tech, The Great Outdoors Marine, Village Caregiving, Thoroughbred Express Wash, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kendrick Communications.
Injured in a fall? Warner Law Offices is now here for you in Huntington on 4th Avenue across from the courthouse. Personal, local, decades of experience.
Call 345-6789.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my home insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check to see which type of soap I put into the dishwasher. Not so good. Well, it looks like the kids are enjoying their new indoor slip and slide.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location?
In the forest, near the side of the road.
No need for alarm, sir. The forest is where bears live.
But this was no ordinary bear.
No ordinary bear?
Yeah, 1 second I'm having a smoke taking in the view. Next thing I know, I am face to face with Smokey Bear.
Let me guess, Smokey had a tip for you.
He did. He must have seen me toss my cigarette on the ground. He told me never to do that because it only takes 1 spark to start a wildfire.
He's a smart bear. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
That's what Smokey said. I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous, and you're not.
Good point.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
We continue on with this Friday edition of Your Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Baseball action coming up tonight. The Pirates taking on the Brewers. First pitch scheduled for 6:40. We go on the air at 6:15 right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. The Pirates taking on the Brewers. Braves ending the Pirates series in terrible fashion yesterday. Well, for the Pirates anyway, 10-5, so it was not a good game. Phillies got the better of the Reds, 1-0. Reds are home tonight, taking on the Cubs, 7-10. And the Guardians got the better of the Twins yesterday, 5-2. Guardians in action tonight, taking on Miami. That's coming up at 7:10. As we get your text in at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255, we head into this weekend. And, of course, as the World Cup is winding down, college football is starting to ramp back up. And that means hopefully we'll get to the bottom of all of these lawsuits that are being filed. I have lost track of all of these, to be honest with you. And, of course, there's one right now with Marshall players looking to extend their season, and we're seeing this all across the country. And I've seen some interesting legal takes on this, and I'm not going to cite anything directly, but just in general, the impression I'm getting is that some of these judges recognize that, hey, this is purely motivated by money. This is monetary gain. This is money. This is what this is about. It's not about your education. It's not about continuing your career as a student. It's more, okay, what monetary obligations are being harmed here, or the money. Best way to say it. It's the money, right? Now, I can't speak for any player, and I won't speak for any player that has put their name to a lawsuit to get eligibility back or to regain eligibility, to get that final year. So I won't speculate there. But it seems that many of these cases are being called out for what could be just, hey, we're wanting our final year. We're trying to get the same thing that everyone else is, but there's money involved here. There's tied into this I am going to get paid if I get to play, and I don't get paid if I don't get to play. And how will that play out? Will a federal judge, if this all becomes the NCAA versus many cases here, if this all becomes enjoined, everything, and again, I'm not a legal expert by any stretch of the imagination, so take nothing that I say as anything other than I'm trying to figure it out just like a lot of fans are. Is this going to be something that can be done quickly? Will the clock run out? Because if the seasons begin and there aren't roster spots for some of these student athletes because the clock's run out, I mean, what happens next year? Because they're roster spots. And there have been I think there's some cases that I've seen that are floating out there as well to kind of impact the roster size. It's becoming to the point now that I'm going to be honest with you here. On the broad picture, college football is not going away. We love college football. I don't think there's anything that can take that away from your average fan. Someone who loves football, loves sport, loves college football. I don't think that these power plays, I don't think that these pay to play, I don't think that these NIL deals, any of that is going to dampen the enthusiasm for college football. But I could be wrong. I absolutely could be wrong because it's not the game that it used to be, for me anyway. And I'm not against anyone getting paid. And we talked about this before, that the whole concept was, you know what? I should have the ability to go out there and earn some money as well. I'm a student. I can't go out and earn money because of regulations. Somebody that goes to Marshall, that they're in the College of Arts, they can go out, they can make money. They can be a student, they can make money. So why can't a student athlete? And it became not just, okay, you have the ability to go out and get a job. Instead, it became, all right, we're going to pay you for your name, your image, and your likeness. So we're going to sell jerseys with your number, and you're going to get a piece of that. Or we're going to hire you, and you're going to stand in front of a camera, and you're going to say, hey, come buy this new Chrysler. And you're going to get paid for that as a spokesperson. And then it became, all right, what are my NIL deals? If I come to Marshall, I come to your school, what are my NIL deals? What kind of name, image, and likeness money can I get? And, of course, Coach Huff at the time so famously said, Tudor's Biscuit World, and almost torpedoed the place by saying, look, there's no NIL money here, on his way out the door. And so here we are. with the legislation, with the rules, with the change, and you have student athletes that are saying, hey, you're not doing this fairly. You're cutting us off. We don't get the same consideration that the class before us got, and we're not getting the same considerations that the classes after us got. We got cut off here, and so we want our extra year back. Should the NCAA have just avoided the headache and said, okay, everyone in right now, here's the clock for you, and we're going to treat you as if you're still on your clock, your 5-year clock. So you came in, this is when you came in, we're just going to go ahead and by default, we're going to treat you as, okay, that's when your clock began. And hard limited everything to, okay, with the new class, this is when this goes into effect. This is how this looks with the new class. Everybody else, you're good. You got a year left. Cool. Go have fun. Have a great season. Would that have been the smart thing to do from the NCAA? And again, here I am on a day-to-day basis. I'm not sitting here looking over legal briefs. I'm not sitting here looking at sports business journals. I'm not doing all of this minutia because there are so many lawsuits out there, so many NIL deals out there. There are so many people in the transfer portal. There's so much going on. It used to be a simpler, quieter time when you'd open up a sports magazine. Here's the preview of your favorite team. Here's the roster. And for the most part, the roster's set. Okay, there's no portal here. And you knew pretty much how long everyone had. Throw in a red shirt now and then, medical red shirt, and you pretty much knew what was what. You had a scorecard, and it made sense. And so now, here we are with the NCAA, and then you've got the lawsuit that we talked about. You missed the episode a few days ago. It's back on our podcast. We had Chris Dickerson on from the West Virginia Record to talk about this lawsuit in which the Thundering Herd student athletes have got together to challenge the eligibility rules. And there's some pretty big names on this list. If you look at this list, there's some pretty big names. I mean, you got Meredith Mayers on here, Peyton Ilderton, Blessing King's on here, Big Boogie Trotter is on this list. And there are several names that you look at this, and Bryce Blevins, he's on the list, and it goes on. And you'd love to have all of them back. You think right now there's maybe just a bit of hope that, okay, if I'm at the Cam Henderson Center right now and I'm looking at this like, okay, can I get Blessing back? If I'm Coach Folks, what are you doing here? Like, are you preparing for the scenario that, okay, we might have Peyton back? If you're Coach Gibson right now, are you sitting there thinking, hey, there might be an outside shot that we get Boogie back? If you're Coach Beals right now, you're looking at this like going, hey, you know what? I'd like to have Bryce Blevins back just one more year. Absolutely. You look at this and you got to prepare for this because you go into court, Cabell County Circuit Court might go, we're going to give you that injunction. And then that's going to be challenged. Or Cabell County Circuit Judge might just look at this and go, no, not going to do this. So that's the thing that's kind of been hanging over here. And it's not just here. It has escalated across the college landscape right now. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. And here's the problem as well. There might not be spots for a lot of these players because you fill those spots up. You go under the assumption that, okay, here are the new rules. Okay, we don't have spots anymore. Would you hold a spot in the hopes that there could be some relief? Would you hold a spot? Or, would you plan to, okay, not going to hold too much hope that this gets passed? 304-396-TALK is our text line to be a part of today's show. More coming up on today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Summer is here, and that means more motorcyclists enjoying West Virginia's country roads. When we're on the road, it's everyone's responsibility to keep each other safe. So, give motorcycles a full lane width. Check your blind spots and use your blinker when changing lanes. And allow more follow distance behind motorcycles because it takes them longer to stop. These simple rules will help keep everyone safe on the road. Share the road with motorcycles. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Save big money on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Plus, check out our huge selection of bagged concrete mixes. Whether you're pouring a walkway, a concrete slab, or setting a post, we have the right product at the best price to start your project today. Shop our entire selection of concrete mixes in-store and on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Here's another Kendra Communications Community Chatter. The Marshall University Rec Center will be hosting Rec Fest 2026, presented by Smoothie King from noon to 3 p.m. on Friday, August 15th. Now, this free event will offer students and community members an opportunity to connect with campus and local resources ahead of the fall semester. Admission is free and open to the public.
This Kenner Communications Community Chatter brought to you by Kentucky Farmers Bank, the Better Bank in Summit, Ashland, Callisburg, Louisa, and Wheelersburg. Online at kfb.bank.
Summer starts here. It's Moses Auto Mall of Huntington 9th Street Live every Friday night in Huntington. Presented by Michelob Ultra, White Claw, Big Timber, and Country Boy Brewing. Friday, July 10th, it's Marshall Health OBGYN Employee Appreciation Night. And a ticket to ride to 9th Street Live with the Newbies and the Big Ass Brass. Set 1 brings your favorite 60s and 70s classics. Set 2 is a full celebration of the Beatles. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Gomart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy 9th Street libations from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station, featuring Tito's, Milagro Tequila, Rebel Bourbon, High Noon, and Lucky One. The after-show party takes place at Jerk Riley's at Pullman Square. Mark your calendar for August 7th for ONA. The Thundering Herd Rally is Friday, August 14th. Sponsored by Wendy's, Huntington Beverage Center, Sods, Apex Tech, The Great Outdoors Marine, Village Caregiving, Thoroughbred Express Wash, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kendrick Communications.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
160,000 kids stay home from school every day for the same reason: bullying. This is Dale Lee, president of the West Virginia Education Association. Bullying impacts nearly 1/3 of all students every year, but parents, educators, and concerned adults can make a difference. It takes just one caring adult to intervene and help stop the bullying. Victims need an adult that will listen, will stand up for them, and most importantly, show them that they are not alone. Bullying and cyberbullying have far-reaching effects, from a decline in academic performance to physical illness, depression, or worse. Help us create a safe, bully-free learning environment for all students in West Virginia. One caring adult can make all the difference. Take the pledge to be that adult at NEA.org/bullyfree.
A message from the West Virginia Education Association.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Follow at Paul Swann on X for Marshall sports updates and more.
Our text line this hour brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's our number to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I know we're getting closer to college football season. Of course, Sunbelt Media Days are coming up, so it's talking season from the innovative mind of Charles Huff. Now we're talking about where the Thundering Herd might end up. I know some of the previews are already coming out. I've been looking at the ESPN one. Bill Connolly came out a few days ago, sort of his assessment, throwing up a lot of numbers on what he thinks is going to be the lay of the land when it comes to the Sun Belt. And here's what he thinks. We'll go with some of the simple things first. He's got 5 best games of 2026. And Marshall's got 2 of them on his list. Marshall at James Madison. And he says in his preview, a week after their trip to ODU, JMU welcomes the other potential East favorite to Harrisonburg. That's an early game right there, October 3rd. Yeah, that's a big one. The other one was October 31st, Marshall at Old Dominion. His thoughts on that was the list is extremely East heavy, both because its title race could be tight and because of the highest combined SP plus rating for both teams requirement. 3 of the conference's top 4 projected teams are from the East, and if JMU isn't the class of division, it's probably one of these 2. Talking about Marshall and Old Dominion. Now, he didn't have a favorite transfer come from Marshall, but here's his thoughts on Marshall. And he's got Marshall right now looking at, and again, I don't go for all the metrics, but 92nd in his SP+, 7.8 average wins, 5.1 to something. I don't go for that. You know, I'm old school, win or lose. I don't go with the metrics, the analytics. But he said in his preview, when your win total gets cut in half from 10 to 5, it's hard to say you had anything but a poor season. That's true. It's a transition year. He adds, but as far as poor seasons go, Marshall's was forgivable. The Thundering Herd ranked dead last nationally in returning production in 2025 after Sunbelt winning head coach Charles Huff was allowed to leave for Southern Miss and took loads of players with him. He adds, Southern Miss this year dead last in returning production after Huff left for Memphis. Imagine that, everyone. Imagine that. And then he continues, and the Herd began the season looking like a bunch of guys who didn't know their teammates' names. They lost 3 of their first 4 games against FBS opponents while underachieving against pretty pessimistic SP projections. The rest of the year was certainly not amazing, but the bleeding stopped. They played a great pair of games in October, a 48-34 upset of Old Dominion, then a delightful 40-37 double overtime win over Texas State. And while they lost 4 of their final 5 games, 2 of those were unlikely close losses, Appalachian State and Georgia Southern. I mean, I'm not going to read this entire thing to you, but he talks about quarterback Carlos Del Rio Wilson, talked about who's returning. I'm optimistic. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm optimistic. I think Marshall should be up there when it comes to potential here. He's got Marshall right now, I believe, 3rd in the East. He's got Marshall 4th in Conference U. Again, Marshall overall 4th behind Troy, ODU, and James Madison. So I ask you this. Do you think that Marshall is better than every other team right now other than Troy, Old Dominion, and JMU? And with games against with games against Old Dominion and JMU, you can make the argument that those games will decide the outcome of the division. I think so. Because you look at the schedule right now. You wrap it up at ULM, but you begin your conference schedule at JMU, and then you're home against Coastal Carolina, and then you're home against South Alabama. Then you're at Old Dominion. So October is a big month for the Thundering Herd. And I'm not overlooking November because you've got Georgia Southern on the road. That's throughout the records right there. Georgia State's going to always be formidable, it feels like. App State, you can't overlook them. I mean, I don't want to say there's an easy game on the schedule for the Herd, but it doesn't look easy. I don't see an automatic – there's not an automatic win in Conference USA right now. And that's not a slight on Marshall. That's just – hey, JMU is going to be tough. Coastal's going to be tough. South Alabama's going to be tough. Old Dominion is going to be tough. Georgia Southern's going to be tough. App State's going to be tough. ULM, we'll see. We'll see. But as the projections come out and continue, nobody knows what anyone has because, again, we're basing everything based off of projections. Here's what your roster looks like. Here's what this collection of players look like that have transferred in. Here's who you return. Here's who you have coming in. What's that going to look like in reality is honestly anyone's guess, and we'll find out. We'll see how much work that the Herds put in getting ready for the upcoming season. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texture says, Paul, I'm going to say Herd football will finish at 6-6. What's your prediction? That's a good one. 6-6. Okay. I don't know if I want to call out the games because I'm not going to overlook Missouri State. Non-conference Gardner-Webb, I will overlook Gardner-Webb and I will dismiss Gardner-Webb. That's a win. Missouri State, I'm not dismissing that one. Middle Tennessee's here. That'll be the home opener for the Herd. I would think that Marshall would win that game. I will say worst case for the non-conference slate, 2-2, worst case, because there's already an automatic thing. And Gardner-Webb's an automatic win. And if I'm wrong, we're going to have a long, hard conversation after that game for sure. And then what's challenging here is where do you pin the wins and losses in conference play? I mean, is ULM a win automatic? No, but I think it's a win. I'm going to look at this home schedule and say, okay, App State could be a win because it's here. Georgia State could be a win because it's here. I might give the Herd the edge over Old Dominion. South Alabama could be a win because it's here. Coastal could be a win because it's here. JMU, I'm not picking a win or loss there. At Georgia Southern, definitely not picking a win or loss there. I mean, even though you're at ULM, I'm going to take that as a possible win. Most likely a win. It's July. I don't know if I'm willing just yet to go, okay, here's the projected finish for the Thundering Herd based off of my scientific pontifications. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. But don't let that stop you. You've got your opinions. Let's hear them as we wrap up today's edition of The Drive, coming up on ESPN 94.1 at AM 930.
Looking to elevate your space without breaking the bank? Welcome to Closet 26. We're talking brand new high-end furnishings at a huge discount. From durable statement pieces to decor designed to style every room. Experience the thrill of the hunt with prices you'll absolutely love. Why pay retail when you can find the best for less? Shop smart, shop local. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 6. Closet 26, 8009 County Road, Proctorville. And follow them on Facebook.
Christopher's Eats has a brand new website. Visit Christopher'sEatsWV.com. That's Christopher'sEatsWV.com. The website may be new, but it's still the same great eats you love from Christopher's, Route 60 Huntington. Order online for pickup or delivery. Make a reservation, place a catering order, check out upcoming events, browse the latest cocktails, and see what's on tap all in one place. Christopher'sEatsWV.com. That's Christopher'sEatsWV.com. New website, same great eats.
Summer starts here. It's Moses Auto Mall of Huntington 9th Street Live every Friday night in Huntington. Presented by Michelob Ultra, White Claw, Big Timber, and Country Boy Brewing. Friday, July 10th, it's Marshall Health OBGYN Employee Appreciation Night. And a ticket to ride to 9th Street Live with the Newbies and the Big Ass Brass. Set 1 brings your favorite 60s and 70s classics. Set 2 is a full celebration of the Beatles. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Gomart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy 9th Street libations from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sip Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station, featuring Tito's, Milagro Tequila, Rebel Bourbon, High Noon, and Lucky One. The after-show party takes place at Jerk Riley's at Pullman Square. Mark your calendar for August 7th for ONA. The Thundering Herd Rally is Friday, August 14th. Sponsored by Wendy's, Huntington Beverage Center, Sods, Apex Tech, The Great Outdoors Marine, Village Caregiving, Thoroughbred Express Wash, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blinko Glass Company, Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kendrick Communications.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Looking for extra space, a dream workshop, or the perfect backyard getaway? Head to Timber Ridge in Flatwoods. They offer high-quality sheds, barns, cabins, garages, playsets, and outdoor furniture, all built to last. Plus, Timber Ridge is your local dealer for Comfort Designs outdoor furniture, bringing style and comfort to your outdoor living space. Whether you're updating your property or creating new memories outdoors, Timber Ridge has you covered. Visit them today at the corner of US 23 and Argolite Road in Flatwoods. Timber Ridge, quality you can count on.
I'm talking with Jansen Williams from Apex Tech. Jansen, what does Apex Tech do for businesses?
Apex Tech handles managed IT services, cybersecurity solutions, backup and disaster recovery, compliance and risk management, and more. We help businesses stay secure and run smoothly.
What if it's a small business or someone that's self-employed?
Apex Tech customizes plans for businesses, big or small, so you only pay for what you need.
Every business needs IT services. Every business needs Apex Tech. Learn more at apextechwv.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Final segment for today's edition of Your Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So where do you stand on where the Herd's going to finish in the way too early preview portion of the show? Friday, July 10th. Already I'm hearing 6-6 for the Thundering Herd. Is that realistic? Is 6-6 realistic for the Thundering Herd? Linger on that for a second. Let me know what you think. While we do that, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I think you already have seen this. If not, you know the college football playoff quarterfinal and semifinal dates have been set. And the bowl sites for the 2028 to 31 seasons. Yeah, how's this? The 28-29 football playoff quarterfinals. Saturday is going to be Saturday, December 30th, Capital One Orange Bowl. Monday, January 29th, at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential, and the All-State Sugar Bowl. Again, here's the problem with college athletics. It used to be just the Cotton Bowl. Just used to be the Orange Bowl. I know. Who's going to pay for this, Paul? Gotcha. Message received. Semifinals will be Thursday, January 11th, 2029 at the Fiesta Bowl. Friday, January 12th, 2029 at the Peach Bowl. And, of course, these are the dates you need to know for at least the upcoming season. And it's going to rotate as well. The basic understanding here for me is that this thing needs to expand tremendously and soon, because if you're top heavy with this, I don't think that it's going to withstand. It's gatekeeping, and as we get closer to that, of course, we'll go into it. Texter says, Paul, I predict the football team will go 8-4 this year with losses to Penn State, James Madison, Old Dominion, and Georgia Southern. 8-4. Appreciate that. That's an improvement, obviously. James Madison, that's going to be a tough one. That's a fair evaluation. Old Dominion will be tough. It's a fair evaluation. Georgia Southern, I don't want to lose to those guys if I'm being Paul the fan right now. Not just doing the stand back and observe from a neutral point of view here. I don't want to lose to those guys. I like them. I got some great relationships with folks down there, but I don't want to lose to those guys. I don't want to lose to the James Madison guys as well. Beautiful. I mean, I'll tell you what, though. It's a great road trip, Harrisonburg. If you haven't made it yet, it's a great road trip. It's a cool place. I will say that. That's the one thing I like about JMU. You go, it's super cool. I was with some Marshall College kids, when I was there last, and they were looking at the campus like, oh, wow, this is great. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a little bit bigger. It's definitely walkable, and at the same time, it's got that cool college campus vibe to it. And hopefully, with all the construction going on right now around Marshall and more to come, you can get eventually that cool college vibe going with Marshall. Texter says, hey, Paul, just making sure you know this. Tavion Kinsey has 16 points in the summer league for the Pacers. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. You know what? We do need to keep a little bit better eye on the summer league. I would love it if Tavion would land and stick full-time in the NBA. That would be super fun. I would make that my second team. That'd be my bonus team. You know how some people have like their backup team? Whichever team Tavion lands on would be my backup team, my bonus team, just so I can watch him play some more. Tremendous player for the Thundering Herd. Infectious smile, always there for the kids. He was something else, and I love that he's still got a shot. I mean, we talked about it the other day when John Elmore's name came up for the Conference USA Hall of Fame. Dude is still going. He's like the old man in the G League, right? Father Time has not caught up to him just yet. And with that said, we are out of time. Thanks for being a part of today here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'll be back with you Monday. I hope you have a great weekend. Hopefully the rain is done for the week, and we have sun and clear skies for the rest of your summer fun this weekend. Have a great one.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.